What's up everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm going to teach you guys how to go ahead and fly to Europe for absolutely free. Let's jump right in. So in order to avoid having to come out of pocket to travel to Europe, you're going to need either points or miles. Now, for many of you watching this video right now, you might have points or miles just sitting there in your credit cards or whatever credit union you're using. But for those of you that don't currently have a credit card that it gives you a good amount of points for either purchases that you're currently making or introductory bonuses, I did a little bit of research and this is one of the best cards out there right now that I can recommend to you. Now, this is the Chase Sapphire Preferred Credit Card. This credit card gives you 60,000 bonus points upon enrolling. You have to spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, which I'll go ahead and cover with you in a moment. But this card is great to have in your arsenal because Chase has what's called the Chase Trifecta. It's 3 different credit cards, 2 personal, 1 business that can go ahead and help you reach your short and long-term financial goals. But for the purpose of this video, I want to show you guys why you shouldn't be scared of these offers and how to use them to the fullest that you can. So this particular card, as I said, gives you 60,000 points upon enrolling and you just have to spend $4,000. Now, I know seeing or it being written down to spend the first $4,000 the first 3 months can be a bit overwhelming, especially when you might have already a lot of bills on your plate, right? And what I want to show you guys is that you can go ahead and allocate the bills or the spending that you currently have and just shift a little bit, and it's going to go ahead and coincide and run parallel with spending this much money anyways. So here's a little list that I created for you guys on how to go ahead and accomplish that. So here's how you easily spend $4,000 in the first 3 months to reach the 60,000 bonus mile. I took into consideration food, about $20 per day, a blended average, considering maybe you go out on the weekend, but about $20 per day, which is $600 for the month, $1,800 over 3 months. So let's grab that $1,800. Let's put it there. Transportation, for those of you that have a car, you would have to pay car insurance, gas, things of that nature, wear and tear. So let's account for about $900 a month, which on a 3-month stretch would be $2,700. So that already puts us at $4,500. So as you guys can see, this easily climbs up. I took into consideration cell phones, so that's $180 over 3 months. Let's add that there. And we're obviously past the $4,000 mark already. So as you can see, it's not that hard to hit these numbers, right? So for those of you that are looking to go ahead and get a credit card to add to your arsenal, you don't necessarily have to choose this card right here. But based off of my research, January 2024, this is one of the best cards that exists right now, especially if you don't have this on your credit profile. So if those of you that are out there that don't have a strong credit score enough to go ahead and acquire this type of credit card, you can always opt for our do-it-yourself credit repair platform that we have to get you to this point. So let's go on to step number 2. So once step number 1 is done and you already have the points or the miles sitting there, one of the most confusing components of traveling, especially redeeming points or miles, where do I allocate them? So a new website that I recently came across off of watching another YouTube video is seats.aero. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description so you guys can see it. I started off with the free version and after just a day or two, I upgraded to the premium, which is only $9.99 per month. I paid the whole year off. I think it was like $100, so I got 2 months off. But this website for me has dynamically changed the way that I view flights, just because of the fact that, at least I know when I travel, flights can be one of the most expensive components of it. I typically feel that whenever I land at my destination, it's not that expensive versus getting there. So if I can go ahead and remove the large weight of high-priced airfares that are out there, I've kind of removed a lot of the responsibility that comes attached with financing a trip, especially if I have points built up. So this website right here takes into consideration award charts, award availabilities, blackout dates, things of that nature, and you can customize this however you see fit. So with this website right here, I put some of the parameters that you would put as well, depending on your location and where you're looking to travel. I made it very vague so you guys can see and show you guys how everything looks aesthetically on the consumer's perspective. So I put Miami, since I'm from here, I'm just looking to go to Europe. I put a departure date of September 18th. With the premium version, you can add or remove up to 28 days worth of searching, so that if maybe, for instance, the day that you're looking for is a blackout date and you don't have any good dates or there's not any good promotions available on that specific date, then it'll show you days or weeks that are within that same time frame. So I also put the option of only direct flight, and I also wanted there to be a $300 or lower of fees. And what happens is some of these flights, as I'll show you right now, they have low amount of points, but then they have high amount of taxes associated with it. So that's the cool thing about this platform right here, is that it shows you the dollar amount value associated with each of the points. So for instance, this flight right here would be operated on August 21st, flying out of Miami, going to London Heathrow, only for 22,000 miles, which is amazing because as you guys saw in that Chase video, we're getting 60,000 points just for signing up. So technically, oh, and also another thing is, these are all one-way flights. So whenever you're redeeming your points or your miles, you're always gonna wanna take into consideration that it's always gonna be one-way flights, whether it's from here to there or there to here. So you're never gonna wanna book a round trip because you'll get annihilated with the fees that are associated. So this one right here is Miami to London, Heathrow, 22,000 points. And as you guys can see here, the only taxes associated are only $152. So the only thing out of pocket would be $152 and 22,000 points. So if you were to book it directly on, let's say for instance, Google, I went ahead and did Google Flights. These are not the same brand. So this is not Virgin. I found a Virgin here, nonstop, just the same way, $692. So as you can see here, just one way alone is $700 without any taxes or without any type of like baggage fees or anything that's associated with that. So imagine times two, let's call it another, $70 for taxes and baggages. Let's call it $800 for argument's sake. Technically, you'd be paying $800 each way to fly from here to London and back, $1,600, versus right here, you'd be coming out of pocket 22,000 miles each way and $150, period. Not $150 plus something else. So you'd come out of pocket total 45,000 miles and $300 versus coming out of pocket $1,600, and you'll still have miles left over. So this is a cool, neat little website that I highly recommend for those of you that have miles that are sitting there, whether you've accumulated them through your businesses, through personal, over time, whether you got a great introductory offer. Make sure to take a look at this website here, because this, at least for me, was a huge game changer in the way that I travel. The only thing left after I've mastered this is to figure out, okay, well, what about the hotels and the tourist destinations that I want to do or I want to engage in when I get there. But for those of you that are looking to go ahead and reach or visit Europe for the first time, take into consideration this feedback here, because it's going to save you a lot of money, especially when you want to allocate that money towards things that, like tourist destinations and things of that nature. The flight shouldn't put you in a position where you're breaking the bank. So if you've had moments and times where you've been unsure of where to allocate your points and miles, or you have any other questions on this type of video, leave some comments below. And if you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more.